All right, today fishing the same spot as last week. Idaho, we're still closed down for a lot of our spawn, so there's only a few places open right now that I'm willing to drive to, or that are not blown out with runoff. So I'm gonna type a few more Pat's rubber legs. I'll run through those, and then I got to do a few elk hair caddises. This last week they didn't want to hit those Pat's rubber legs, so even though I said 90% of the time I only used two flies, I ended up using elk hair caddis and mini stems because I ran out of caddis, and that seemed to be working. Caught some pretty nice fish. One probably 22 inch brown, but it was overall a pretty good day. Just got done with the job interview and figured I'd go fishing. It was pretty windy today, so that could be a lot of fun. But you don't know what it's like to fish in Idaho unless you fish in the wind. So here we go. So I got to find hooks and all of that first. So size 10s. We'll do the caddis since I've already done the Pat's rubber leg last week. So stay tuned. All right, got everything sorted out. So I'm using Umpqua TMC 2312s, dry fly, slight little bend in them. They work for everything. It's just a dry fly hook. Using some Nature Spirit Select Medium Done for the wing. And then I will tie up a couple different ones using March Brown and Light Cahill. For whatever reason, they're really liking the light colors right now. And black UTC 140. Probably the one time I could drop down to a 70 denier thread, but where I'm pulling on hair, that 140 just helps because I have a bad tendency to pop threads. So get my hook going. I run barbless, so I always pinch my barbs down. Couple reasons. One, it's easier on the fish. I'm strictly catch and release. I don't keep fish unless we're talking like crappie or walleye, but trout wise I do not keep them at all. And then the other reason is, I'll see if I can dig up the picture, but I drove a crankbait bass fishing clear through my hand right there, and couldn't get it out, and I couldn't get it to poke all the way through the other side so I could pinch the barb or break it or cut it, and so I ended up having to yank it out with the barb. That made a really sickening pop sound, and my wife's stepdad was standing right there. He was in the next boat right next to us, and he ended up telling me, "Oh, I think I just peed a little." So that's the other reason I run barbless, especially fly fishing in the wind. Should we be better about not hooking ourselves? Probably. Do I still do it every now and again? Oh, absolutely. The other thing is I'm almost always fly fishing with my dog unless I'm in a heavy river that I'm strictly wading in. And I have had that idiot run through my line and hook himself pretty badly before. So I tend to... a little bump. So I do tend to debarb them for that reason too. Forgot to grab hackle. Oh well, guess we'll run without hackle on this one, and then I'll have to find some more. I've done it both ways. It works both ways. Doesn't really seem to affect the fish all that much. A little bump right there. This is a nice hair color. This is a nice patch. So I grab like a bit of pencils, and then I've got some Umpqua hair scissors. Got them pretty cheap through Fly Fish Food, but they make a big difference. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Get all the fuzzies out. And So here we go. Still got fuzzies. Yeah, hair is one of those joys that I hate. Everybody's like, you need to become a hair tyer. Nope. If I can avoid it, I will. But this is a pretty easy tie. So go back about the length of the hook shank. 1 loose wrap, 2 loose wraps, pull down, keep your hands pinched on there good. Bam. And it gives you a nice little flare, and I pulled it around the hook shank, so feeling retarded. Excuse me, politically correct. I'm feeling dumb. Okay, let's try that again. So, 1 loose wrap, 2 loose wraps, tension down, tension down, tension down, tension down. Go through the hair. And like I said, not a professional tyer, not a commercial tyer. I would not expect anybody to pay any kind of money for my flies. I tie them to catch fish. Okay. So I'm just here to have a good time. And get right in front. So it's an ugly fly, but it works just fine. Oops, covered up my eye. And dry flies are definitely still a weakness for me. And where'd my other... Alright, there you have it. Super trashy caddis. It's a fun fly to tie. It sucks. It catches fish. So try to do another one with hackle, because I always forget hackle. And now I gotta find hackle. Let's see. No, I don't. Alright, let me find some hackle and then we'll go from there. Alright, found some hackle. It's kind of a dyed brown color. It was from my local supermarket fly shop. If your supermarket doesn't have a little fly shop in it, you're missing out. Fortunately, the guys that work there don't know anything about fly fishing. The owner of the whole supermarket does. It's not even really a supermarket, it's just a market. Gun store, outdoor store, clothing store. Perks of living in a tiny town, we got one-stop shop. So it works pretty good. Sorry, my mom was asking me a question. Alright, let's tie another one. This time I will use hackle. You will do it the proper way. And we'll see if I can manage to screw it up again. So, oops. Use my small pliers. Use those vice grip pliers on these little dry fly hooks, and I actually tend to break tips off. So I got these cheap little guys. They work really good. I never had wire to my caddis. I know some people do. Cannot get a good tie on. There we go. Alright, so let's get down there. Unwind my thread. Okay, let's tie in my hackle. So I always start reverse So at the tip of the feather, apparently I can't get a tie on. There we go. And for whatever reason, I like doing it that way. Yep. Alright, so let's do it again in the light Cahill. So it's that real white color dubbing. It's still May, it's early May, so the fish are definitely keying into light bugs, Mother's Day caddis, that kind of deal. So far it's been a pretty good year. Should be more precise in how I apply my hackle, but I don't really care. I just want it to catch fish. And some people are talented enough to just pop the feather off. Every time I do that, I end up unwinding it. So a lot of people cut the top of the hackle off. I'm in that camp. I think it helps slightly. I don't think it makes that big of a deal, but it does help lay the elk hair down just a little nicer. Also help if I got my stack put back together nice and neat. Go in there. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's a nice stack. And my wife hates when I tie hair because it gets everywhere. Loose wrap, tight, tight, tight. I kind of talk myself through this, and then I'll get some back through the hair. So one of the things I have noticed is I finally broke down and bought hair scissors. Makes a huge difference. Oh, don't rotate on me. A few stragglers, but overall didn't go too bad. Bam. Ugly little size 14 elk hair caddis. All I care about is to catch fish. Not here to sell flies. I'm not here to catch fishermen. I'm here to catch fish. So, maybe next week, do another video. Have a good one.